Hello, and welcome to LSET Tech Byte. Today, we're going to learn how to create a simple image download feature using PHP, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Let's dive right into the code. Here, we have a basic HTML structure. This is the skeleton of our web page. We have the usual doc-type HTML declaration, followed by the opening HTML tag with the lang attribute set English. Inside the head section, we define the character encoding with meta character set UTF-8, which ensures proper handling of special characters. The title tag sets the title of our web page, which in this case is image download in PHP. Alright, now let's take a look at the body of our HTML document. Inside the body, we have a div element with the class wrapper. This acts as a container for our content. Within the wrapper, we have another div with the class preview box. This is where we'll display a preview of the image before downloading. Inside the preview box, there's a cancel icon represented by class FASFA times. This icon allows users to close the preview box if needed. Next, we have a div with the class image preview. This is where the image selected for download will be displayed. The content div contains an icon and text prompting users to paste the image URL for download. Lastly, we have a form element with the class input data for user input. It contains an input field for the image URL and a submit button labeled download. Additionally, we're linking the font Awesome library to incorporate icons into our design. Now, let's move on to the CSS part of our project where we'll design the user interface for our image download feature. We're going to explain each line of CSS code to create an attractive and functional UI for our image download page. First, we set the background color of the entire web page to a soothing shade of teal using the background color property. Within the wrapper class, we define the dimensions, layout, and styling for the main container of our content. This container will hold both the image preview and the input form. Inside the wrapper, we have the preview box class, which holds the image preview area. We set its dimensions, alignment, border, and styling to create a visually appealing placeholder for the image. The cancel icon class positions the close icon at the top right corner of the preview box. This icon allows users to dismiss the preview if they change their mind. The image preview class defines the dimensions and positioning of the image preview within its container. It ensures that the image occupies the entire space while maintaining its aspect ratio. Next, we style the icon displayed when no image is selected. We use a large font size and apply a gradient effect to make it visually appealing. Moving on to the input data class, we set the dimensions, layout, and styling for the input form where users can paste the image URL. Within the input form, the field ID styles the input field for the image URL. We set its width, height, margins, borders, and transitions to make it visually consistent and interactive. Finally, the button ID styles the download button. We define its dimensions, colors, fonts, cursor behavior, and transitions to make it visually appealing and responsive to user interactions. Now, let's move on to the JavaScript part of our project to give functionality to our image download feature. We'll break down each line of JavaScript code to understand how it enhances the user experience on our web page. We begin by wrapping our JavaScript code inside document.ready to ensure it runs after the DOM has loaded. Next, we attach a focus out event listener to the input field with the ID field. This event triggers when the field loses focus, indicating that the user has finished inputting the image URL. We retrieve the value entered in the input field and store it in the image URL variable. Here, we define a regular expression pattern to validate the image URL. We check if the URL ends with common image file extensions like JPEG, PNG, GIF, or BMP. If the URL passes the validation, we dynamically create an image tag with the src attribute set to the image URL entered by the user. We then append this image tag to the image preview div, displaying a preview of the selected image. Additionally, we add the image active class to the preview box and the active class to the download button to indicate that an image has been selected. Lastly, we attach a click event listener to the cancel icon. When clicked, it removes the image preview, resets the button and input field states, and clears the input field. And there you have it. With this JavaScript code, we've added functionality to our web page, allowing users to preview and download images with ease. Now that we've added functionality with JavaScript, let's dive into the PHP part of our project to handle the image download process. We'll break down each line of PHP code to understand how it facilitates the image download feature on our web page. We begin by checking if the download button has been clicked, indicated by the presence of the download button key in the POST superglobal. We retrieve the image URL from the file input field and store it in the image URL variable. Here, we define a regular expression pattern to validate the image URL. We check if the URL ends with common image file extensions like JPEG, PNG, GIF, or BMP. If the URL passes the validation, we initialize a CURL session to fetch the image from the provided URL. We set CURL-OPT return transfer to true to instruct CURL to return the transfer as a string instead of outputting it directly. We execute the CURL session and store the downloaded image data in the downloading link variable. Once the download is complete, we close the URL session to free up resources. We then set the appropriate headers to indicate that the response contains an image file. This includes the content type and the content disposition header to prompt the browser to download the image with the file name image.png. Finally, we echo the downloaded image data, which triggers the download process in the user's browser. So, there you have it. With this PHP code, we've successfully implemented the image download functionality on our web page. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.